Bring the fire, bring the heat, bring the heat. No be sad topic, oh. It be deep topic.
Not deep
Yeah,
slash
not
sad
deep.
topic.
Yeah, not deep. So I've been thinking about being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people who find it difficult to be vulnerable. There are people who go through stuff by themselves, and they don't like to say it to other people. And I think we go through something. We got things that we don't say to people, but then there are things we want to say to people also. So I'm thinking, what are you guys thought on being vulnerable and opening up about certain things to maybe your partner or your friends? Yeah. Can you do that? Can you trust someone with certain information and certain things that are going on with you? Can you say that to people?
Uh, this is a very deep topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can already feel it with the mood and everything here. So, it's a good topic too. Like, it's something that is not often talked about.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm a kind of person that if I'm going through something, I like to keep it within myself. I like to deal with it personally.
Yeah.
I find it kind of difficult to confide in people concerning like about what I'm going through most times, but I don't feel that's the right thing. It's just that that's the way I approach my own problems or my own circumstance or situation personally. That's how I deal with it by keeping it to myself and trying to figure it out or find a possible solution and and just try to keep going. But I think sharing a problem or confiding in someone about your situation goes a long way in finding a solution for it. So I think it's something that should be promoted or something that people should know that this is an option for you to do. It's something that should be talked about. So it's a really great topic, and I hope that by the end of this episode, we would be able to find a way, or at least me, even me personally, I would be able to see the importance of sharing my problem. Yeah.
But another question: How do you feel? Like, how do you feel if you share something with someone? What are the things you be thinking that stop you from sharing certain things with people? And what do you think will happen if you say this thing to this person?
Uh Sharing things with people. First of all, like it depends on the particular issue.
Yeah.
There are some that or some situation where I would not like it to get out. Like so, it's difficult for me, kind of, should I say, trusting someone that
Yeah.
if I share this particular issue or topic of
Information. Yeah.
information
Yeah.
with the person, that they would keep it to themselves. Or and another reason I feel like, okay, if I tell you about this thing, will you be able to give me a solution that I would want or I would like, or that would be helpful to my situation?
Situation. Yeah.
Or would it just be that one other person or another person just have a knowledge of what I'm going through
True. Yeah.
without any solution? Will it just be the same way even after sharing it? So that's the kind of questions I ask myself
So yeah.
before trying to decide if I should be able to tell someone. But if the person you find someone as your partner or like you take someone as a close or good friend to
Yeah.
you, I think you should be able to share. Like even me as a person that I kind of like to be by myself or like figure out things by myself, there are some situations that I like to talk to my friends,
Yeah.
my close friends. So your friends, your partner, your parents even. You can share some things you're going through with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you are able to have a close relationship or trust the person to a certain extent. In short, anybody that's your partner or your friend, yeah, you should be able to trust them to an extent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that should be encouraged, like I said earlier. So yeah, I don't know if you have another view concerning it as a
Mm.
psychologist.
What,
As
what,
like he does not fail to tell or remind anybody that he's a psychologist.
yeah. Psychology is
What
very important.
important now?
What you think about it? What you think about it?
Yeah,
What you
Like
think about being vulnerable?
the first thing in solving your problem, yeah, is to be able to talk about it to someone who you know will listen and probably give you an advice. Sometimes, like for me, I've been in a situation whereby sharing it with my friend or someone very close to me ended up being very helpful. Yeah. Sometimes if you don't talk about your problems, how can someone help you? No one can read your mind.
exactly.
When you talk about it, then people will realize, okay, this is what you're facing. And in that case, solution can come up. But there are instances whereby you share your problems still, solution doesn't come up. But the advices you get from friends or family, it helps you. So, and sorry, another thing is why some people chose not to share their problems is because they feel like like in the future it could be used against them, and there are people who are not really fond of opening up to their problems. They just keep it to themselves, and when it weighs them down, that's when people realize, oh, you were passing through this, why didn't you say something, we could have helped you. There are people just like that.
Mm.
But to be on a safer side, it's preferable you talk about your problems. Even though you talk about it and some people might make fun of it, it's fine. There are people who might still use it against you, it's fine. But you need to talk about it so that you can get help. Sometimes when you talk about it, it's not like you're directly expecting people to help you immediately. But me, as a person, I value advice. When you advise me, even though it might seem like I don't understand it or I don't accept your advice, I still go back and I sleep over it and I think about it before making a decision. So for me, I think it's good for you to open up to people who you trust. People who you trust in particular. You don't just open up your problems to random people.
Yeah. For me, I would say it depends, right? It depends that particular situation. There are certain information, there are certain things that I know if this person cannot solve this particular problem, right? If the person cannot give me a solution for this particular situation, I won't tell you. I might only tell you the things I know you you might be able to help me, or maybe there are just some things you want to explain to someone. Hey, there are some things where at least you just want to say it. Like for me, sometimes, like I explain things to people because when people know certain information for you, they might look at you certain way.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
like and maybe this person doesn't really know you and they look at you certain way, but then after you explain your situation, you explain what's really going on in your life, they might want to look at you another way. Yeah. In this what I'm saying, maybe the person respect you, right? They look at you certain way, but then it doesn't really know what you go through, right? It doesn't really know your actual life. But then when you explain it to them, for me, I will explain it to you, right? If I'm going through certain things, if my life is like this, maybe you are seeing me like this and I'm not like that. So I'm gonna tell you the real me, and then it left with you to decide if you still respect me or not. And in that case, I like to do it because I want to see if you still like me or respect me for the real me. You understand? Yeah. So in that case, I will explain certain things to you so I can know that you will still respect me or you still look at me in the same way or you will still love me. Yeah, but then there are things too that you don't say to anyone. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also there are some things you can explain to your family. Like there are some things I explain to my mom. and we only require those things that need prayer. Yeah, like if it's a situation where I need prayer,
Yeah.
then that one is going to my mom. That one, if for anyone, is for my mom. And, I'm gonna explain it to her, and then she gonna help me pray about it. So there are just certain information that can go to certain people, and
Yeah.
yeah, there are information for friends, and then there are information for family or your mentor, and it just depends in this situation.
So
And then,
that means you categorize your problems,
yeah,
and you have friends that you tell them this.
yeah,
You have, if this issue is meant for family, you
you say it to
okay.
the
But
family.
the aspect of like if the problem requires prayers,
It's for my mom.
so the question I want to ask you is,
Yeah.
your friend can't pray for you,
I,
or
I can pray for myself. The only other person I will go to pray for me, right, is my mom. Because I know she always praying for me.
but like you, whenever you pray,
Uh-huh.
do you pray for your friends?
Yeah, I pray for my friend.
So that means they should also be praying for you.
Yeah, so I hope they are praying for me, right?
But what I'm saying is, if you
I
can tell
wish
your,
I wish they could pray for me.
but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
if you can tell your mom,
Uh-huh.
it means you can also tell some people you trust.
Here's the thing, right? For me, I categorize my problem like that. And, I got the one for my mom. If this one need prayer, right, it's the family one. When I say family, it's my mom, and specifically, it's my mom.
So,
You understand?
like for instance, what kind of problems can you tell your friends?
It's just my day-to-day problem. Like, if, or as I was saying, right, or maybe you see me always, I'm looking good, and everything about me is okay, but then things are not really good with me. Yeah. Or so maybe I'm dressed up good, but I haven't eaten the whole of the day, and I'm hungry. I'm looking good, right, but I'm very hungry. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you, bro, don't see me like this, right? I'm looking good, but I haven't eaten since 3 days, right? And
Yeah.
then you'll be like, really? And maybe you're thinking that I got a lot of money and stuff, and I'm doing good. But now I'm telling
But
you that,
in this instance, you guys have been friends, or you
yeah,
guys just become like,
maybe it's new friendship and thing, and but the person don't know that, or you haven't eaten, or there are certain situations going on with you, and you understand what I'm saying?
okay, bro,
Uh-huh.
if you haven't eaten,
Mhm.
right, like
Yeah.
you're very, very hungry, right?
Yeah, that ain't
Obviously,
really the part about
bro.
the hunger now. I'm only saying, right, the person think you are doing good. Like for right now, we don't really know what going on with each other, right? We don't really know our personal problems and things. You understand?
Mhm.
We don't say that to each other. But then, if I say to you, right, if I came to you right now and say, oh, bro, I'm going through this, and maybe I don't have place to stay, or, hey, there are certain things going on with me. Now, in this situation, you can look at me another way. It depends now, right? It depends who is this friend. Yeah.
So, bro,
Yeah.
so the thing is, you're
Uh-huh.
talking about a friend you just met.
It could be.
Yeah, because if it's a friend that you've been friends with for a long time, it's not something like he knows. You understand? It's just like examples. There are times I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah,
what's up, favor? Like
yeah.
this is the situation I'm in. I'm telling favor because we've been friends and I trust his judgment
Yeah,
or
yeah. For
advice.
that one is for new friends.
Okay, that was for new
Yeah,
friends.
that one for
Okay,
new
okay,
friends.
okay.
But yeah, like the old friends part they know you already. Those are the ones
Yeah,
where you can.
I asked
Those are the ones where
like,
you can just say anything to. Yeah, and they already know you. For those ones you ain't really explaining those kind of things because they already know. You can
but
say anything to them.
for me,
Yeah.
if I'm just friends starting like friendship with someone,
Hmm.
I'm not really comfortable to start telling him things.
Yeah, you see.
Do you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
It has
It's
to.
like
We
that.
have to get to a level whereby I understand him and he understands me, and I know the kind of person he is.
Or yeah, or that is the situation I'm talking about, where maybe you and the person you're getting close, right?
Yeah.
You guys are getting close, but then they don't really know you. When I say know you, it's they don't really know what you go through, and
Yeah.
what is your life, what you really going through. So now you have to explain to them, or like as I was saying, right? Maybe you look good, and when you appear outside, everything look good, right? You look fine, you look nice, you dress up good, you dripping, right? But then really things are not good with you, you understand?
Maybe you don't have a place to stay.
Yeah, like that, you don't have money for days, and like 3 days you haven't eaten and all that kind of stuff, as we say. Yeah, so now you're thinking if I should give this person this information and if I should explain this to them because all the person know you're doing good.
Yeah.
You
Me,
understand?
in that case, I will tell them.
Yeah. No, for me in that case, I
Straight
want
up,
to tell you, right? I
I'm
want to tell
hungry.
you, and
What?
then no, it's not really about the hunger, right? I want to tell you because if I tell you, then I must see if you are a true friend or maybe you just expect me to be like this. And since I'm not like this, and you can't be friend with me anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah. So in
But
yeah,
yeah, in some circumstances or some instances, I feel like um, telling someone about your situation is not just exactly for them to be able to provide a
no, it's
solution.
not for them to
It's
provide.
not it's
Yeah,
not always
yeah.
the case. Like
No, it's not for them
there's
to
a
provide.
certain kind of
Relief.
relief. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's a certain relief you feel
yeah,
when you share your problem or you tell someone that you trust about some certain issues.
yeah.
So even if they don't give you an instant fix or solution, you just feel lighter, like the
Yeah, yeah.
burden are
Yeah.
there.
Sometimes you
You just
don't
feel
want
better.
anything. All you want is just to say it to someone.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
just talk
just want
about
to
it.
say, you just want to talk
yeah.
about it.
So that's something that should be encouraged because many people don't, myself included. I don't
Me
like to
too.
share my problem.
Yeah, yeah.
You can be looking at me and say, "Oh, like you were saying, I'm fine, I'm doing all right," but I'm probably not.
Yeah,
But I, do you know what I used to think? I'm thinking like this person is also not telling me their own problem. So if I am telling the person my own problem,
thank
am
you.
I not adding to their burden?
Yeah, okay.
That's what I used to think.
Or yeah,
Am I
another
not
thing,
adding to their
right?
burden?
Another thing. How do you feel? Yeah, how do you feel? If someone maybe keep telling you their problem, and if someone keep complaining to you, if someone keep telling you that, and today they tell you that they are not doing good, tomorrow they tell you that they are not doing good. I'm not saying they are asking you for something, no, but every time this person explain something bad to you, and how do you take those information?
That's the thing. If you're telling your problem or how you feel to someone, you need to know. Let's say, for example, your friend. You need to know if your friend is a person who always gives you ears whenever you're telling your problems.
Yeah,
Like, for example, me, I love to hear people's problems. You understand?
yeah.
And even though in most cases I don't have the way of the finances or whatever to like
No,
support or
no, it's
help,
not about
but
supporting your hand.
but
It's not about financing.
I
Yeah.
found out that when I sit down and I talk to the person about this issue he's passing through, at the end of the day, the person feels much relief. Sometimes when you talk about it, it's not like you're looking for help, but as Favor said, you feel this
Yeah.
weight on you
Going off your
has gone.
shoulders. Yeah.
So you need to also consider the fact that the person you're trying to tell your problem is it a person who listen, whom in the process when you're talking, you'll be like, guy, I'm tired of hearing these things. So it's fine. There are people like that.
But I
Yeah.
feel like if
Yeah.
someone is confident or um, have the courage to always tell you about their problems, they hold you in a very high level. Like they trust you
Yeah,
so much. So
yeah.
I think that's actually a good thing. Like
If you have a friend who opens up to you freely, it's a very good friend.
But
Like me,
mm.
if my friend doesn't tell me his problem, I feel like he doesn't trust me.
So
Yeah, because
why because he
no,
have
it's
a
true.
problem?
No, there's nobody in this world who tell me that he doesn't have a problem. Problems can come in different categories.
Yeah.
Even if you're rich, there you find them being depressed.
That's why
Do you
that,
understand?
that's why you categorize your problem. Yeah.
Like
You got it
like
once.
like right now we're talking about mostly like problems like you don't have a place to stay, like food or this thing. There are other issues like people are going through
Some mental
mental
problem.
problems,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mental
anxiety,
problem.
academic
depression,
stress
Emotional
academic
problems.
stress,
Yeah.
from family,
like
from
pressure from
pressure from
family,
family, pressure from their
Relationship.
work,
relationship.
Yeah.
This kind of
everything.
issues, like
So
if you don't talk about it, it will just kill you. It will just keep weighing you down.
Yeah.
But I've been in a situation whereby I don't know if you can remember. Sometimes I will just be like ranting to you. Like at the end of the day, I feel so different. I feel so relieved. Even if maybe someone pissed me off and I wasn't able to confront the person because he wasn't there. I will talk to Favor. I'm like, Favor, look at what happened to me. you know. And so you will not think, oh, it's fine. That's how life is, you know.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, comfort will like take off that weight on you.
Okay. So in conclusion, right?
Mm.
In conclusion, should we be vulnerable? Should we tell people things that are going on with us?
The thing is, you need to be very, very careful whenever you want to open up to people. There are people who might not mean good to you, and there are people who are actually genuine. So you need to know the kind of friends you're opening up to. You need to also know if their judgment is based on they have something good for you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to be like generally you need to be careful. Not just everybody you just meet and you start opening up your problems to.
Nah,
Yeah.
like that.
For me, I think I would try as
You
much as
try.
possible
To open up.
to
Yeah.
open up more. I think
Yeah.
I would, but
If you don't open up, you die. We'll just come back and see you. Nah, you
no,
need
no, no.
He's
to open
strong.
up. Oh.
He's strong.
But to an extent, I don't really think I have so much problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You don't have so much
like
problem.
from what I had from people,
Yeah.
like it's not like I don't have problem, but if I'm comparing it with like the situations I find people in,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I have
No
a,
problem.
much problems. That's the
Good.
truth.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but still, everyone has a problem. Everyone has issues bothering them.
Yeah.
Some other person's problem might be financial. Yeah. Some others might be like from the academics, from stress.
Yeah.
They are
Mentally,
good. They are good. Like
Mentally,
they have money. But
emotionally.
yeah,
emotionally.
exactly. So problems are
Yeah. So,
come. They come in different forms. But
yeah.
yeah. But
So let me just say this short example, just very short. There was this guy when I first came to the Philippines. Who, he was my class, my first year.
yeah.
We spoke in class for a short time, and we had a break. No, we had an activity to do. So he was my part of my group mate. So we went out from school. I don't know why he felt so comfortable with me, but he began telling me like his problems, you know. Then I was like giving him some advice, encouraging him. And when we left that store, he messaged me and he was like, "Thank you so much, Kai." Like he felt much relief.
Yeah.
You know,
Dr. Kari.
I don't want to go in details,
Dr.
but
Kari.
I really I support
Yeah.
the you like as a
Excellent.
person to
Yeah.
open up.
Open
Me,
up.
I might say I open up to a lot of people, especially like even when I'm going out, there are times I have a problem and my friends are not here, you know. So what I do is I just look at people and I judge them like, okay, with this person I can like explain to him what I'm passing through right now. I don't know him. And in most cases I get help from people.
Have you done that? Like you just saw a random person.
Yeah, bro, I've done that a lot. Yeah, bro, I've done that a lot. And I always get help. Bro, I don't know, like I was going to ask you guys, have you ever opened up to a problem and it ended up like well?
Yes.
What about you?
Yeah.
So
There are times where you open up, and then most of the time, the things for me, the things I will say to you, it won't be things that I want you to solve. It will be something that I just feel like
no, seriously, it's good to
something
open up. It's
something
good to
that I
open
just
up.
feel like saying, to be relief. Yeah,
Yeah.
as we were saying. So for me, right, in sharing information, in being vulnerable, you just know the information you give to people, and
Yeah.
there are certain things you will say to people they won't be able to take. So don't say it to them, and say those things that you think is okay to say. Yeah.
But
But
another thing is
won't it be
like
like a filtering the problem?
Yeah, because you cannot lay all of the problem on anyone. You understand?
Bro, you just drop it as it's
Yeah.
hot.
No, for you say you should drop it, right? Yeah. But for me, I would say there are certain things you have to deal with by yourself, right? There are certain information, certain problem you will deal with by yourself.
No, there are
And
problems
there
you
are
can
certain
deal.
information you can give out. Yeah. So that just it.
have you been in a situation where you are talking to someone, and or the person is sharing their problems, and you don't really have anything to say. Like you understand what they're going through, like, but you cannot just give any advice.
Yeah,
Have
I
you been
think
in that?
for me, that situation is where maybe I'm with someone and the person crying, right? If I'm with someone and they are crying, I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know if I should cry too or yeah. What do you do like when someone is crying?
Let me tell you what you
Uh-huh.
do when someone is crying.
Yeah.
As a psychologist,
Mm.
we don't let emotion come into our job.
Mm.
So what you need to do is
Mhm.
first is to try to comfort the person.
How do you comfort them?
Yeah, you let them.
Comfort, number one, comfort.
You let them cry.
Yeah, you
Allow
Crying
them
is
to
another way
cry.
to relieve, but the process you comfort them.
Yeah.
After comforting them, okay, you try to let them know that this thing you're passing through, it's normal. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one from a village is chasing you.
Mm.
No one is
Taking
targeting you. No one is
out.
targeting you. It's just natural, and
You
it
come out
just
of
depends
village.
on how you, as a person, can handle it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
No, that's
Sometimes
it.
problems
That's
go
it.
and they pass.
Yeah.
Your problem cannot just stick there forever. It
Yeah.
will definitely pass.
And there's
If you're having
always
a problem, open up.
there's
There's
Therapy.
someone that will help
there's
you.
always another person
Yeah.
going through what you're going through.
Yeah, there's
Exactly.
always
Yeah.
not just you.
You're
not
the
just
only
alone.
person. Yeah.
Sometimes I think if your problem, your situation is just, or the only problem you have is just financial, I think you're good.
Yeah.
To an extent.
No,
But
but
if
yeah.
it's just financial,
Yeah.
you're good.
No, but
So-
another person will say they are not good, bro.
Someone can just call you and tell you
Yeah.
that he doesn't, he or she doesn't feel happy, or they don't just feel like they are worth, like, you know, they
Yeah.
just feel worthy.
If me I'm rich, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
You'll be sad, bro.
People have those
If I'm
kind
rich,
of
I'll be
feelings.
happy.
Bro, you won't have
People-
legit friends.
People have those kind of feelings.
Because when you have money, that's when you have so much friends, and most of them will not be real to you. That's the thing. You find, like, when you make it in life, this cycle of friends you made it together with are your real friends.
Let's stick to being vulnerable.
Let's
I
just be
think
vulnerable.
I think we'll have part 2 for this discussion.
Yeah,
yeah.
because
Even if you don't have part two,
Yes.
because you know
comment.
as who we are, I was about therapy.
Exactly. If
You find therapy,
there are
okay.
still a lot of things we can
Yeah.
still talk in this topic.
If you
So
find
I
therapy,
think maybe
okay.
we would have
Well,
a part 2, or like a
Yeah.
second episode. Yeah.
So how we
So
let's talk
what
about how
do
we
you
feel
think
about
about
therapy.
it? Like,
Yeah.
are you like a person that wants people to deal with their situation by themselves,
Sure.
or do you think they should share their problems to other people? So just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think? What do you
Is
think?
it
Let us know.
is it okay to be vulnerable? Is it okay to tell people how you feel, what you're going through, and try to do that.
Are you team as a man?
Yeah,
You
I'm
have to bottle it
I'm
up.
a
You have
take
to.
But as a
Yeah.
psychologist, try to open up to people you trust. Okay.
Yeah. Give out information, filter it. Know which one you give into certain people, and know which one you can keep yourself.
What if you don't have
You know,
anybody you trust?
Be responsible for your own problems.
Drop
Yeah,
it.
you can't get everything. You can't get all of your information to people. Know that if this person cannot solve this problem, you don't have to give them that problem.
If you're giving them parts of the information, how are they going to be able to
It's
advise
like
it?
that's the thing.
The part
Just
you
keep
give
it
them,
there.
the part you give
Drop
them,
it
they
as
should
it
do
is
what they
hot.
can do with that part.
Bro, drop it the way it is. Don't
Let the
filter
person
anything.
do what they can do with that part. Yeah.
Bro, you'll be surprised.
Mm.
You filter it, and the person wants to help you.
But they advise you based on the information
So
you
you give
provide.
them.
Yeah, but then the information you give is what you
That's
gonna
the
be.
period. That's the
It's
period.
what you gonna want to
That's the period.
accept.
That's the period. You'll be like, "Ah, I should have just told him everything.
No, you can't say what will you say? I should have just told him everything.
Bro.
The information you give, then you tell
Gap.
him the rest, right?
Gap, tell him how it is. Do you understand? Wait,
Yeah.
tell him how it is.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Someone with a brain
Mhm.
would not tell you, okay, look, if he really wants to help you, do you understand? Okay, look, I can't afford this. Let's say it's financial problem, for example. I can't afford this, but this is what I can afford.
You talking about financial problem.
No, I'm not giving an example. Okay, let's say the person is passing through a breakup. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The person that will advise you based on what you tell him. But
Yeah.
when you filter it, saying, okay, this is the thing,
So,
like,
as you saying, based on what you tell the person, right? So yeah, based on what you tell the person should advise you based on what you tell them.
Yeah.
So whatever you tell them is what they should be advising
but
on.
do you know why
The
I say
information
this?
you don't give, they cannot advise you on that information.
He's a psychologist. He wants.
You won't understand.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be out of business.
Yeah,
I'm
guys.
just joking, but I agree with what
Yeah.
you're saying. If
Yeah.
you want to share half information, just keep it to yourself. It's better for the
Yeah.
person to know everything and be able to advise you from that. So I think that's the end.
Okay.
See you in
Yeah,
another
so
episode.
Please.